can talk, because there is a lot of issues that we need to discuss. I know this is not a native title meeting, as you were just saying, but this is the tribe meeting also. This is the gathering of the tribe, and we need to lay out and to put things out on the table for us to go forward. So please, let us do that.
As a director against that, as a director, as a director, I'm just speaking to my brother there. As a director, and I asked the other directors, we have 10 family groups, and I'm speaking on my behalf and my family, group number 9, that as a director, we stay put and go straight through with the ORIC.
No, I'm disagreeing with that.
You're one family?
Excuse me, I said, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. I'm Karen Nicholson.
Do you have a question quickly? Who engaged the security?
We did.
On whose say so?
On our say so, we do security for meetings quite often. Anyway, excuse me, back to the first point.
You're dictating to us and it's wrong. Now already dictating is already started. You're doing it already.
We haven't opened the meeting yet.
That's the sad thing about it.
Already started to dictate. The term's out from me.
They never find the senior traditional level, but they're in the tribe. And the audience are you to lead. So I think
let them present themselves, my brother. You do that. Okay, have a talk to this lady. Have a talk there because
this is the tribe after the meeting's open. I haven't opened the meeting yet. Just to explain, none of the people who received notice to the meeting received any information about the things that Robert's saying that you want to talk about. So I think that's unfair to them. The agenda of this meeting is to go through the business of the corporation. It's not to discuss givable tribal law or business or stuff about the land. What we want to do is ask the directors once this meeting's over and once you have a new set of directors in place.
That's not happening today.
It's not going to happen.
Not happening
No,
today.
we want to talk about it first before those 10 members before the break.
We need to talk about this stuff.
It's very serious. You're playing with our God-given birthright here, lady. You need to remember this. This is our God-given birthright.
You are in the process of still continuing to cause spiritual genocide to our culture and to our rights.
Sorry,
It's ethnic cleansing. It's you're doing.
Directors, which will go ahead. If you do not agree with the meeting, you don't agree with the process of it, I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
No, we don't. Our descendants' future depends on what happens here today.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We are not going to sign a document giving a white man management over my ancestors' land.
And that's not
simple. This is what native title is about.
And as I said, this is
and it's not happening today, my dear.
It's not a native
It will not happen today.
It is not a native title. And the discussions of the issue won't happen until the directors take.
I don't care. There's no directors. It's a tribal matter. And it'll be dealt by the tribe.
I come down for this meeting here. You got a letter from you, okay? You got a letter from there. And my cousin, he got no ties to this land. And he said to me, brother, he said, I got no ties to this land. And how come I'm coming to this meeting? This is your forest. This is your forest land. Your old people there. All your mothers and your uncle's fire. Now, I got no genealogy, brother, to come down to this meeting, but I'll go down just to listen with interest. Just to listen with interest. And I'm not going to sign any papers. So let us be honest with one another. I got this letter in, it's from the government, but I got a letter in which it's not to write my right name on it. So I'm being honest. That's the way my old people, and your old people, all our lovely old people, brought us up that way. And let us have peace in this meeting. And what our old people taught us. Because our old people, we all come together and we all read up together. Who's coming in and driving that wedge in between us? And we catch one another all the time. when we're in the street.
His daddy politics.
We shouldn't be doing that argument, but that's wrong amongst our people.
What I was trying to get to and saying, thank you very much for those words. It isn't my role, nor is it my responsibility to tell you what to do with your land. I'm not here to do that. What I want to do is to see your directors put in place, because this corporation has a responsibility for that land. Then these directors can call those meetings and have those talks with you. And the people who are told about that meeting will be told that it's native title business to be discussed, not ORIC business. So this meeting is the only reason we're here to facilitate this meeting is because the corporation hasn't called one for several years, which means that you don't get those opportunities to be called to native title meetings and to discuss these things. When we leave here, I've got on this piece of paper under here, I'm going to start writing the issues that you want the directors to address. It is proper and appropriate.
Give us our sovereignty. Allow us to walk in our sovereignty.
But you're saying that to me.
It doesn't have to be
But I have to be quiet or anyway. I'm a senior blood elder of the country.
We do outside.
I don't have to do that. This is a tribal meeting.
No, I'm sorry.
Who are you?
I'm sorry.
Who are you?
I'm sorry, it's not a tribal meeting.
Right, and you don't come from this country
I
either.
was born in my
By crap.
I'm sorry.
Rob, you're the chair.
I'm going to open the meeting. In the minute the meeting's over, I don't want any more of that sort of abuse of the meeting, please.
No, you can see that we're having problems here. You need to leave. Let us sort it out. Have a bit of respect. Leave something outside. No, we're not leaving no breathing.
What do we do?
No, we're not doing that, Chris. We're not doing that.
For 2 seconds. And we'll sort this thing out here amongst ourselves.
What are you going to... I don't know.
I don't have to tell you that.
I know, but that means that's
Because you've got an agenda. You were sent here to do a job. Yes, by the government.
To get
so that this can be put in place so that government has control again. So we're their puppets.
So we go
know the registrar. You are owned and operated by the government of this country.
Let us deal with
We have no rights.
Let us deal with it as a tribe level, then we can go in with the AGM then, please. That's all we ask.
That's all we ask.
As simple as that. There's no complication in regards to what we're talking about the AGM.
How long do you think it's going to take you,
We're
Rob?
going to have to tell you that, lady.
This is not right. We have never had a meeting prior to this. I don't know what's going on here. We only receive letters from the mail telling us what to go on here.
That's why we want
And
to
don't
talk.
tell me I don't have I'm not belong to this country.
That's why we need to talk.
Now, no one speak on behalf of our family. We don't know what's going on here.
So 10 members that are supposed to be up on this GNAC committee are the representatives of the tribe.
I'm sorry to say that I'm not there.
They're supposed to be representatives of the tribe and of the family.
4 family members for
It's
one
shameful on
family.
you.
4 family members for one family up here. 4 family members for one family out of one bloodline. One bloodline.
You're all...
It's not right. If our elders was here today, this wouldn't be going on. Those family members, the elders of the tribe, gotta speak and say what they gotta say here now.
That's right. That's why it's a tribal meeting. Once and for
Going
all.
like this?
You have native title or sovereignty. There's 2 groups of people here.
There's 2 groups.
There's 2 groups of people here. And it's causing a lot of stress, a lot of anger, and a lot of bitterness.
Where's sovereignty got you then?
Well, this is what we want to talk about.
I am very shocked that the registrar is also paying for things because I've never known the registrar for paying for the food that's coming out here. We've asked for meetings after meetings after meetings through the native title. They would not come to the table. They breached the EUA. We didn't, they did.
And those matters need to be raised with
But if
native
that's
title.
too late, they need to go back and try and fix that. This here is dead in the water as far as I'm concerned. It's vomit. It's vomit. I'm not going to be like a dog and go back and eat that vomit up again.
Look, if I might speak here, Nelda, let's all get together and tell this lady to remove herself until we sort everything out here. Once and for all. Okay?
Not as a
Let's sort
corporation.
ourselves as a corporation of our family. We'll do it the Blackfellas way. Come on.
We're not registered for it.
Let's go.
This is the federal government. The federal government has intervened in the Gidable Corporation affairs, okay?
You're a house nigger, boy.
Yeah, that's all right.
You're a house nigger.
The federal government sees Gidable as the benchmark for native title right across the Commonwealth. What you ladies and gentlemen achieved, no one else in the history of Australia has achieved that. Gidable has an international flavour. What the federal government...
Not about doing a deal with the fucking crown, you numbskull.
That's right. The federal government wants this...
Sovereignty is put up on the international agenda, not for what's lying here.
Please restore a second, please. Let him Gloria. What's happened, the federal government, okay, has decided if we cannot work out this AGM, okay, sadly, I don't want to get the Oric mob offside, they will appoint an administrator to Gidable. An administrator has never been appointed to a PBC in the history of the Commonwealth so far. That means then that we've got a new mission manager that will look after all Gidable affairs. So what happens now means that Gidable has to show a shining light here. What I ask is that we're all family here. We're all Ngallingan Gumma, we're all one blood, okay? If there's a chance, okay, right, to nominate new directors today, let's do it. I reckon at the moment here now, okay, once we've got new directors on board, they've got all the Crown land transfers sitting there. Okay, we've waited 5 years for this land to be transferred over to us, okay? So each mob can go and build it.
Went down because they didn't transfer the land.
Yeah. Barney, please.
Barney, the transfers are right there. We can have this land transferred over today, okay, right?
Why should you transfer land?
Please, Gloria.
Our land. 40 hours. The other land. They wouldn't be coming to the land.
Nothing done on the land.
This is what we should sit down and have a talk, sort that difference out, and then go on with the meeting.
But you're all upset about land issues, and that's not what I'm here for.
No way. You're doing a white collar scam on us.
It's 20 minutes
You're doing
long
a
and
white
for half
man
an
scam.
hour. For the Gidable Nation, half an hour.
A white man scam.
We as the Gidable tribe need to put our differences on the table and deal with it so that we can move on. It's no good of us going through and doing the AGM at the moment because we're all arguing amongst one another. Within the last 3 years or whatever, the board of directors had a role and a responsibility to play. Now that wasn't carried out. I don't know why the board of directors didn't meet as much as they should have been. But to my understanding, that when native title was won by the Gidable people in 2007, the government promised that they would hand the deeds back to the Gidable people. And the deeds still hasn't been transferred. Now we tested the waters in many ways with the government in regards to the breach of the Heeluwa towards the Gidable people. And they still won't budge. But we need to hear from each person or from each family members here today to find out the reason why they don't want to go back into the Heeluwa. And there's some families that are going to say they want the Heeluwa, but we need to hear these issues and concerns as adult people of the Gidable tribe.
Is there conditions that we can use as the Gidable people that could benefit us? So is there a blooming way that we can talk to the government and say, listen, okay, if this is going to happen from the Gidable people, can we do it on these terms and on these conditions? Everyone put a shopping list together and say, okay, what can benefit each for the whole of the tribe?
All right.
With the Heeluwa, we did the Heeluwa, but it was in a rush. We went through it and that's the 10 directors, family group. We did the Heeluwa. The final Heeluwa was finished by us. But yes, we can amend all those things. When we come back as directors, or those who get appointed as directors, new directors, whatever, they say, we will squash the old Heeluwa, we want a new Facebook. We want to put at what we want on there. First one, we want our land back. We can put anything we want. But we've got to work together.
We've got all the land transfers there right now. They'll be transferred by 5 o'clock this afternoon, okay? They've got a whole pile of them there. And what Kerry Blackman and a few of the others are doing is saying, hang on, no, we don't want to work with OREC, okay, right? Why should our native title rights still be controlled by the federal government? So what Kerry Blackman and a few of them have done up there, they set up a private company, okay, to hold the native title rights, okay? What the native title regulations say, that you must set up a PBC, right, when you first get your native title rights. We at any time, as a community, as a group, we can say, hey, okay, it's been great with the PBC process, okay, but it hasn't delivered the outcomes that we want, okay, right, and you can set up a new corporation to act as your PBC, right? So you don't have to actually use GNAC as your PBC, but if other people feel like, hey, there's been too much baggage with it, okay, you can set up a brand new PBC under the regulations. And that's one thing that the Gladstone mob are doing. PBCs have failed right across the Commonwealth. You've got Goomera over in Port Hedland, okay? They've had $200 million profit a year, yet they still fail. OREC went in there to try and put an administrator. If we don't come to a decision today about whatever OREC wants today, they will not appoint an administrator to Githerable by 5 o'clock this afternoon. That's reality of it.
The thing was, Jenny Macklin failed, eh? She withdrew.
Considerably.
Jenny Macklin failed in entering us, sovereign people, into the Constitution.
That's right.
Because they lobbied hard, and when we were going around the bus on the sovereignty thing, the federal government threw 30 million at them straight away. What's a new organisation? So they've seen us straight away, they've seen us going around to the tribes to do a treaty, and then the federal government threw 30 million a year, and they got the best buses. They went on all the tribes themselves, but people are sick and tired of. Now there's valid arguments on both sides here. Just a correction, Jen. We didn't set the Helio up. We were advised, Trevor, you're going to take this on the chin, buddy?
Yeah, I'll take it on the chin, yeah.
Yep. He was our legal representative. So all the framing of that Indigenous Land Use Agreement, and I was still privy, I wasn't privy to all the principles and everything that's associated with that, but I was kind of next to him. But at the end of the day, we didn't get. So I can understand, and we must take into consideration, okay, the government seriously breached that edict, not us, the government, New South Wales government breached it, okay, by not transferring, and by virtue of the 2007 judgment, federal court happened up in our country, 12 months had to lapse, and then every freehold land had to be transferred to the GNAC. You see what, 4 years down the track, 5 years? Didn't happen.
5 years.
So you can see the argument, you can see the concern, they're right. There are still monies coming in from Githerable, and we're not getting going this time outside. We don't have access to it. It's not benefiting us, so they're still receiving money. And the meeting at casino, we're supposed to wipe Githerable or GNAC, you know. And so the breach happened, not before, it happened way back there after 2007. The land's supposed to be transferred over. That's a statutory obligation by the federal government, which is take precedence of the state government. They were supposed to do that, but they didn't do it. So, yeah, there are concerns, but if there might be a chance that it can happen through this organisation. We don't have to set up on the GNAC, you can set up under something else. Get the benefits. The benefits are creating employment.
This native title stuff. As a tribe, we're not indebted to nobody here. If anything, they're the ones we put a notice onto them. Not reassume their conditions and their values. Let's put our stronghold there, and we shall not be moved, because that's how it is. At the start of the day, our culture's there. We don't need to hear their rubbish at the end of the day. As Trevor said before, we're that forward ahead with Gitterable, and Uncle Doug and Uncle Trevor can agree on this. It's only because we're forward in our thoughts, and that is an original concept. Everything after that is a process memory. It's all acts, it's all protocols. It's nothing to do with bloodline to country. We've got to be serious on these things. We are the most fortunate tribe at the moment. But at the end of the day, if we sell our souls out, we'll be the most hated and guarded people on this land.
You look at the deception of the white man for over 200 years. He has lied to us. He has held us down in a degrading state. He has humiliated. He has raped. He has done genocide to us as a people. And he is still committing spiritual genocide to our children. There's 4 generations sitting in a jail system that's nothing's been done about. And we are here about to go and walk and accept a deception and a lie when we know the truth is that we are a sovereign people. We have sovereign rights. And it's like us giving up Julian, the Barabbas, the killer, the murderer. We choose him over a righteous man, Christ. Are we going to do the same here today? Are we going to choose an unrighteous act that goes against us as a people? Or do we go after the truth as a people who have a right to sovereignty?
This morning, look, I woke up and I was struggling to come in this meeting today because, you know what? I don't want to be quiet and argue with my own people.
Yes.
And this is what this is doing. This is what this is doing. It's dividing us and it's conquering us. It's killing us. Our people, when God gave it to the children of Israel, you know what he did about Egypt? You know what he gave them? He gave them the promised land.
Where's the promise?
He gave them the promised land. This is our promised land. Given to us straight from Navigati himself. Sealed, signed and delivered. We, through this blood that flows through our veins. And these fellas have no rights. They know this is their last chance to stop us because they know sovereignty is coming. And all the tribes across the world are starting to wake up. It's going global. What the British done to us, they done it to other tribes 6,000 and 2,000 of years ago. They're coming back. They know now what the British done was wrong. They're starting to go global now. And if they start to wake up and they're saying to this truth, we want our sovereignty. And now we've got stuff going now with our sovereignty. It's not about sovereignty, it's me standing here in our proper persona as a gettable, Narakable woman who has blood across the country. And everything they've done is through blood. Everything they've done.
Bloodshed.
The blood is powerful. We need to realise that here today. We don't need this. We just stand in who we are, our proper capacity, who we are as sovereign people. There's been a lot of under-table deals done through this year. A lot of lies, a lot of deception. And I'm sorry Trevor has been behind all of that. And we're going to go in and trust that again? I don't want to. We're going to go in and say, yes, we'll trust you. You've lied to us, you've deceived us so many times before, but we're going to go in and we're going to trust you again. We have an opportunity here. This is their last opportunity, their last chance to stop us from going for sovereignty. This is their last chance. And they're going to throw everything on the table to get us back there. As their slaves, so they can puppet us to do what they want.
I'll get you straight after Bunny.
All I'm asking here is have a look at a big picture. We the boys here right now, we the blood ties, do we have a vision? We go this way, we're going to have a vision of captivity in our own lands.
As natives.
Exiles. Looking at land being destroyed.
Miss?
I'm in two worlds, two sides here, because where's sovereignty? If you don't mind me asking, why can't we just stay to this until...
Because you're selling access.
And how long is that going to take for our people? For our children and our grandchildren and our children's children. Come on.
What do you think they're here today? You're looking to give you all your needs right now. Why do you think they're here today? Because of what we're doing, Barney.
Because of what we're doing. Why you think they're chucking it in front of the table for you right now? Because of what we're doing, Arnie. They didn't have it before you 7 years ago, because we didn't know nothing back then. But we're starting to throw everything at them. That's why they're throwing everything at them.
Put us back into this system.
Figure it out.
This is their last chance to
They
put
got
us
the
back.
cookie on the string, just wiggling on front.
If you don't stand united, divided, we have been falling, and that's what's been going on for the last how many years? Yeah, I heard. I've been crying over the years too, because I had disagreements with my cousins. I've been crying over the years too. I don't like what's going on with us. How we fight among ourselves, arguing.
Who's got the
Sovereignty.
phone on? Can that be turned off, please?
We're sovereign people, yes.
Sovereignty. I travelled back and forth up to Mackay and back there, and go into Bundaberg there. You know, I get a parking fine. Sovereignty. I put it to the test, and I tested sovereignty, and I said, I want you to stop that ticket because I'm not paying it. I'm a sovereign man, bloodline to this country. It's my bloodline here. And the old fellow, he stopped that ticket, he threw it out. He said, it's right, it's finished. So we've got to talk up what our right and what our old people put in us.
I've already done it in the courts. Uncle Rob was there, Auntie Mamo was there, I've already done it. All I'm waiting for now is the tribe to get together and we assert our authority back into the courtrooms. I've already done it. Unlicensed drivers. Hey, Uncle Rob, hey. Smashed them to bits. The first thing I said to him, before the record, before anything starts, who do you visually see me as? That's what I said to the judge. He had nothing to stand on. Because here I stand as a whole person. Not someone representing me and speaking in a foreign tongue on my country. I stand for myself, for I shall not be moved. You know what the judge said? What do you want me to do? I'm going home today. Sovereignty is there, just how we attack it. We don't have to attack it, we embrace Gitabo, where we started from. We don't move for nobody.
You know, I'm not going to abandon native title and what we have now in place and take an advantage of that opportunity to get whatever we can, whatever resources for us, because I see it as a way to one day get to that where we're going to be in a position to claim sovereignty. I'm not going to abandon native title, waiting on this to be established where we become autonomous, we become a people where we're going to be self-governing, and I'm going to go to my grave before that happens. I'm going to take advantage. Your culture don't stand still. I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity that this is giving us. Without money, that's the reality. We can't get things done without money.
Put this one question at the top of this one, though. Can you ask the government to show us the deeds where our people sold us to them to make us do what to make them do what they're doing to us on our land?
This is the thing.
Question.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you get it like some sort of signature from our old people way back in the day, or something like that, to say that they own this land, to make us pay rent on our own land and stuff like? Can we put that at the top of the list? Or
Tell us the land, tell us the deeds, and the documents that prove our ancestors sold the land to them in the first place.
Yes.
How can they own it?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Tell us how they own this land.
Yeah.
So why are they dictating to us then?
Show us to us how you own this land.
Yeah. How come they're coming back and asking us for consent? For a consent determination. That's why asking our permission for them to take the land off us. It's a consent determination. They're going to come and get consent off us.
The drilling rights for mining coal seam gas was given over a month ago to the mining industries to do so. This is why this meeting is called here now. This is why the registrars come here, to get us to register so that they can have our consent to bring their mining industries through here.
And all of a sudden, all operations of the coal seam gas stopped over there. But now, in the last week or two, all of a sudden the registrar and the government worked towards putting native title back on the table. All of a sudden, coal seam gas gets approval to come through country. Not a coincidence, people. It's this document that is giving that approval.
You won't be able to drink the water, you won't be able to swim in the water, you'll be lighting fires out of your taps.
Do you really want to be the people that sold your people out? I know. This is genocide and apartheid. I will will be filing a court claim against Githable Corporation, the GNAC, and I will be charging native title with genocides and apartheid.
Sovereignty, I see that in my future. You know, I see that in my future, but I need to get there first.
No one will never determine my destiny, no one. I have a love and a passion for sovereignty. There's a window of opportunity that I can use in my last breath when I come. Now I've got 3 children and 3 grandchildren. This sick mongrel will never allow my son or my daughter to stay where they are. I'm taking this opportunity and take me where you want to. So no, I'm not going to change my mind for sovereignty. I see a window of opportunity for the GNAC.